draft. Bitches get stuff done, that's a fact. Unapologetic on the attack.
Hey, bitches. It is Heather Ryan coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa.
And Blythe Potter in Bargersville, Indiana.
Here is our midweek podcast. Remember, we were going to only do this once a week. I think at first, Blythe, weren't we saying, well, maybe we should do it once a month?
I know. It's going to end up being like once a day. If this continues, like there's just so much happening. It's pretty amazing.
We'll be doing solo ones. We're like, hey, I don't have time. And you'll go, it's fine, Heather.
You take Monday, I'll take Tuesday. You take Wednesday, I'll take Thursday.
It'll be like the Daily Show where we just alternate. So,
yeah.
So much to talk about. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of April. And we've had, full 12 hours of the tariffs being in place, right?
Yeah.
So what's your take on these babies? I have my own take. I want to hear what you have to say.
God, my gut instinct is to panic because that's just like I usually go to doom and gloom. I've read the history books. I know he's crazy. I also suspect that because of our geographic location and demographic, we will not be as affected. I mean, we're going to be affected. Things are already getting more expensive. And the food is concerning, but I think he's going to end up capitulating to China in some capacity because people are just going to be so mad and things are going to get so out of hand. And he's going to make it look like, oh, I'm going to save the economy by fixing this, or martial law. I don't know. But I think it could be interesting because not only is it going to continue to fire up people who may still be clingers on to MAGA. Now, they will always be narcissists. They will always not care if this is happening to us. But once it starts happening to them, they might push back some. But it could also stimulate our economic ecosystem to start not buying as much shit. Because people are worried about beach chairs and beach balls. Like, one, you can get all of those secondhand. Two,
that's true.
Do we really need all that? So I'm hoping it stimulates some more secondhand buying or trading or swapping, like just better ways of purchasing, conscious capitalism. Even though
I think that will take like a Great Depression, though. Americans are so materialistic.
We are
superficial. I really think that would take a Great Depression for us to go back there and say, okay, you know what? I don't need this widget.
Yeah. I mean, this might be the new version of a Great Depression. We just have running water and cars this time. Like, I think it's all just going to look very different. Same with, I've said this before, I think this is a third world war. The trade war is, we're not getting bullets shot at us, but everywhere you turn, something else is falling apart. We have Fox News saying, oh, I don't want to lose my 401k, but it's okay. Like, you have people literally gaslighting you, telling you, don't worry. You may not be able to retire or have Social Security or Medicaid or Medicare or VA benefits or public school, but
if they don't have to worry about it, right?
They don't.
They're TV personalities. They make a lot of money.
Yep.
They don't have to worry about it. I'm not looking at my 401k. Yeah, no shit. No shit. I bet you're not. Because it doesn't affect you in the same way it does someone else who relies on SNAP benefits and healthcare through the government. It's completely different.
Yeah, totally different. But people are, they like to believe what they like to believe.
Yeah. So here's my take. Everybody's theorizing. What's Trump coming up? Why is he doing this way? Here's my theory. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will accept that I'm wrong. But I think he has been obsessed his whole life with not paying taxes. He has avoided at every turn paying income taxes. He hasn't paid income taxes in years. And he got that from his father. So his father taught him all these ways to grift, and he's done it his whole life. His whole scheme has always been around getting around paying people and paying taxes. By doing this tariff thing, somehow he's worked out in his head that he can make it so the rich don't have to pay taxes anymore if you can just basically tax the poor even more. And this is a gigantic regressive tax. So I really think maybe that's the underlying idea. And surely Peter Navarro has convinced him of this. Surely Peter Navarro, the one that came up with the idea in the first place with all these fake references, has honed in on what Trump wants. And Trump wants nothing more than to not pay taxes.
Yeah.
But in addition, over and above that is the groveling that other countries and corporations are going to have to do to him They'll have to capitulate to him specifically. Say, please, Mr. Trump, don't do this to our company. And then they will give him something. And you see that in the colleges and universities. You see that in the different law firms that have capitulated. Like, we're going to get $100 million worth of free legal service. They're capitulating to him, and now he's going after big business and countries.
Yeah.
So I think it's a double whammy for him, like a win-win for him, a lose-lose-lose for everybody else in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I hope, with these large corporations, I hope that there's more, like, our consumers are starting to become more conscious about those large corporations like Amazon and Apple, like, that are doing this with him, because they are the ones we need to stop paying to give us stuff. Like,
yeah,
I think the awareness has started. It's just not quite there yet. It's hard to give up.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't mind giving up Amazon. I never shop there. I like going to a store and picking something out, especially my size. I'm a larger lady, and I hate buying clothes and stuff that I can't try on. But
yeah, I've never really bought clothes there. Mostly like
try stuff on at the thrift store. I'm just putting it out there. You can try stuff. They have dressing rooms at the thrift store.
Thrifting is awesome,
isn't it?
I love thrifting.
If we ever actually meet in real life, we'll have to go thrifting together.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some amazing thrift stores there. I love them.
Oh, okay. I have to get out there sometime. So, yeah, there's that. Tariffs are insane. Apparently, I heard this morning, but I did not dive into it. Student visas got canceled.
What? I get what? All of them? Like every single student visa?
I am going to look that up right now.
The reason I ask is because just in the state of Iowa, there are so many students that are from other countries, and they pay so much in tuition, so much to come to school here.
So I'm gonna AP. Well, AP reported it 2 days ago. College around the U.S. say some international students' visas are being revoked.
But it doesn't say why. Probably because they're active.
For a number of reasons, but college leaders say the government has been quietly terminating students' legal residency status with little notice to schools or students. This marks a shift from past practice and leaves students vulnerable to detention and deportation.
Wow, I had not heard that.
This includes Harvard, Stanford, Michigan, UCLA, and Ohio State University. They've targeted students who have been involved with pro-Palestine activism or speech.
So this also, if you look at the schools that he's targeting, these are very famous schools too. So it gets a lot of press, a lot of coverage.
Yeah.
So this is him saying, look what I can do to these big schools. Imagine what I can do to your little Iowa State University or your whatever school. So absolutely believe that this is all part of his marketing strategy. It's all part of reality TV, flexing his muscle with the big schools. Because this is huge money for these guys. Just the federal funding alone is huge money, but also international students pay a ton of money to be here. So,
oh God, a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they pay taxes when they have to work part-time jobs.
I'm sure. Absolutely. And then the idea is to educate them and keep them here because they're highly skilled labor. Yeah. That's the part I never really understood about people saying, we don't, you got your own college degree. We don't need you to pay for it. You do. Every time someone gets a college degree, it helps everybody in society. It's not just for me that I got a degree. It helps everybody because you're more skilled now. You're more critical thinker. I just don't understand why people are like, pay your own student debt, you loser.
Yeah.
It should be just included.
I agree. Well, and I also think, a lot of these campuses and administrators, they get paid a ridiculous amount of money. Like CEOs, they don't, nobody,
the college
that shouldn't be the biggest part of education.
Sports folks drive me bananas, like college sports coaches and oh my God, they're making I think at the University of Iowa, the head coach makes like several $1 million a year. What kind of job do you have to have? How hard is it to tell someone how to throw a football? Holy cannoli. My God.
I know there's skill and like a lot of time, right? A lot of time.
Sure.
And they should be compensated. But like
at the cost of what? At what cost? That means that you're paying more to the University of Iowa because their sports ball guy makes millions of dollars. He's like one of the highest paid state employees in the state.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
And we just funded public education K through 12 at 2% raise. That's not even inflation.
So dumb.
But we can pay a sports ball guy millions of dollars a year. Ugh.
Well, we could continue paying them millions of dollars if they are taxed appropriately. And it goes back to unfair taxing.
I completely agree with this. I might be okay with it if they're paying a decent chunk of that back to society.
Yep. And then, of course, we have, which I think we may have talked about last week, April 19th is the next 50-51 protest.
Yeah.
And I want to bring up the website, generalstrikeus.com, because, again, if we can get about 3.5% of the population committed to this general strike, which is basically saying once we can, I'm sorry, it's over a little over 10 million. I think it's 3.5% of the population is what we need to commit to this and to have a general strike where we would all agree to not work for, I would hope, not a lot of time. But this, getting that bulk, that volume of people protesting in 2 weeks, 10 days is incredibly important. We got over 5 million people to protest this last weekend.
Yeah, it was impressive.
It is. I wish local media would have picked it up. And I think anyone listening who plans to go, I know MSNBC, like the left-leaning big corporations picked up. I'm talking about like Wish TV. Instead of saying dozens or hundreds of people showed up, show up, do some fucking interviews, talk about how many thousands of people showed up across the state, and really give it coverage. Our local newspaper, the Daily Journal, was too busy to go on Saturday or to report about it.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's very disappointing. Local news really screwed us big time once again.
Yeah, continue to expect that.
Yeah. But I think we can also continue to call them out, ask them to show up, make sure that we are sending out press releases now, mentioning it like within the next few days to local stations. I put numbers and information to our local stations in my most recent email blast. So I also need to call them. I haven't done that. It's on my list of things to do today on my day off. But yeah, something worth considering if you plan on going.
And you don't have to be an organization. So we're with Fit to Get Stuff Done. We would press release it as an organization. But if you're just a regular civilian, you can go to most of these websites of these media outlets and just submit a news story.
Yeah.
And if enough people submit that, hey, I have a news story for you to cover on this date, they will. If they know there's a demand for that story, they will.
And or even submit feedback. Like I noticed that the larger news outlets are reporting this. We need our smaller news outlets on our side. Like they're probably going to ignore us. They are all going to capitulate to our governors. We know this.
Yeah.
But it is still important to try. It is another avenue of using our voices and urging people to pay attention to what's happening.
Completely agree. So my big thing that I wanted to talk about today, so complete digression. A lot of people are concerned about April 20th. And I'll go into a little bit of why, and then I'll go into why I'm not concerned, and then we can discuss it. We teased this out before we even started recording. I'm like, let's talk about this when we're on the podcast. Like, so
I'm stressed about it now.
I know. People are really freaking out, especially online in all these blue dot groups that I'm in. They're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm prepping. And people are like, starting to get armed and stuff. I mean, they're really freaking out.
Yeah.
So January 20th makes it exactly 90 days after Donald Trump said we'll have this war of sorts with these gangs. And so we can just start deporting people and arresting people and basically a version of martial law. So 90 days after that, he can declare martial law. And that's April 20th. But I don't see that happening for more than one reason. And that's, first of all, because that means that he has to plan. And Donald Trump is notoriously unpredictable.
He could have his minions planning it.
I thought about that too. But but he doesn't like to take orders. They would really have to be feeding him something. And he also doesn't follow rules. So just because it says within 90 days, you have to do this thing or whatever, he doesn't follow those rules. He can do this whenever he wants because that's what he does.
Yeah.
He never follows rules. So I don't necessarily think that martial law is off the table. Absolutely not. I do expect he wants to stay in office forever. And then after he's out, he wants his minions or his family. He wants to be king and a ruling class. And this is part of that. So definitely I see some point him escalating things and martial law being on the table. I have been asked by my friends, do you expect to be disappeared? I'm like, yeah, I do. Eventually they will come for me. And I'm just hoping that I have my camera and I can live stream so that people will know where I went. But I don't think those two reasons, he's unpredictable. He doesn't follow rules anyway. It won't matter if it's 90 days or 190 days or 490. It won't matter. He'll do whatever he wants to do. Also, April 20th. Yes, I get it. It's Hitler's birthday. Symbolic, but it's also Easter. It's Easter Sunday.
But he is that dumb. Like, that is totally something he would do.
Call martial law on Easter Sunday?
He's a douche tool, man. He'll call it Easter liberation.
Oh, geez Louise. You're not wrong. I wish you were wrong, but you're not.
I mean, I could truly see it going both ways. My gut leans more toward you are correct that it won't happen because they know we're mad. His approval ratings are tanking.
Yeah, and if he's seeing 5 million people on the street right now, and he's only been in office, what, not even 3 months?
Yep.
I mean, I guess it'll be 3 months on the 20th of April. But,
oh, yeah. But
but imagine people, I think, are emboldened, not just on his side. They've been emboldened for some time on the Nazi side, but they're emboldened right now enough to go out if they've never even protested before and make their voices heard. So the people in power are not as powerful as the people united, whatever it was that Cory Booker said. I really believe he sees the power of the people, and I don't think it's going to happen on the 20th. You know, if I'm disappeared on the 20th, you'll know what happened to me. You'll know I was wrong.
Can you, those trackers they get for dogs that are implanted? We need to do that.
I have one. I have it's a little thing, an Apple tracker thing that for my keys. So
what are you gonna do? Put it in your butt crack?
Like carry my keys on me? It's like
they would totally take it from you.
Oh, you're right. Well, at least it would be with me though. They'd take it, and then you can see where my keys are. So my keys might be in Louisiana. Maybe I'm there too.
We'll be able to get into your house and track you down somehow.
You know why this is a flawed plan on my part? I never have pockets. They don't make women's clothing with pockets.
No, they don't. So well, even if they did, I watch a lot of true crime, which might be why I'm so interested in politics, because it is literally true crime. This is true crime. We are watching true crime happen.
Absolutely.
In real time.
Absolutely.
So this is a true crime podcast, Heather.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we should start labeling it as true crime.
We should. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I'm putting that in the
Look at us looking up a buzz term there. Yeah. Hashtag true crime. I totally just lost my train of thought there. Oh, no. I worry about that all the time, not just because I have a loud mouth, just because I'm a paranoid person. I have been for a very long time. I think about, okay, if I find a way to keep a tracker on me, but it's not implanted, where do I put it? How do I hide a tracker on my body for if they take my clothes, if they take my purse, if they take whatever, what do I do?
There's not a way to do it. And here's why I know.
Braid it into my hair.
I already got arrested and I already know. They have one of those scanning devices that you have to go through, and it scans, it's kind of like an x-ray machine. There's no way to do it. And that's just the county jail. That's not even anything interesting.
So I need to get a knee replacement and have them stick one of those in the replaced metal knee.
Yes. Okay. Yep. Or if you got one of those, do you watch the show Severance?
No.
Oh, well, then that completely throws my theory off. But
sorry.
Severance that you put
I watch really classy things like Big Brother.
Oh God, no, you don't. Oh my God, you do not. Are you serious? You're that
I'm very serious.
You're the one person. You're the last person.
Two. My husband watches it with me.
Okay, 2 people watch that show, and you're one of them. Oh my God.
It's not even on right now. We watch Tracker and.
You watch reality TV.
That's pretty Amazing Race and Big Brother are the only ones. And I don't like Big Brother. I love obstacle courses, and we've run 10 or 11 marathons together, my husband and I, so we know what it feels like to be that miserable trying to those challenges. I like the challenges, the game, the actual game show part of it.
You know why I don't like that stuff is because I know
it's garbage.
I know how fake it is. When you film it, you're like, oh, that's fake. Oh, that's fake. You can just see the strategy, and you can't just take one shot and be like, okay, we're done filming. they have to get that from several different angles. So you're doing it over and over and over. Just going into a door, like knock on the door, and then they have to film it several times. You walking up to the house, that you're knocking on the door, them opening the door, they film it from your end, their end. So you're knocking on that door maybe 4 times. So that's how I see everything, because I've been in reality TV and I know it's all fake, and it drives me bananas. I can't watch reality TV anymore.
Anyway, so no, I don't watch that. But now maybe I should.
Maybe. It's very good. It's very good. I think they're on season 3 now. We just finished one of the seasons. I think we just finished season 3. It's very good. I highly recommend it.
Well, I'm going to make a note to do that.
Yeah, Severance. And then you'll get my joke about how you can be tracked by Severance.
Well, the show Tracker, have you seen that?
Is it reality TV?
No.
Oh,
it's Hottie McHotterson from that one show.
Oh, there's so many Hottie McHottersons that could be.
But anyway, he finds people. Like he's a not a bounty hunter, but
a tracker.
A recovery agent. Like when people go missing, he finds them.
Oh, I've seen some TikToks with a guy that does that. Like he finds people like when their cars are submerged in water and they've been missing for 10 years, and then he finds them, and very sad.
And then he advertises the thing that cuts the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's clearly his sponsor.
Like that, but he's way hotter. God, what is his name?
Oh, you could tell me.
This Is Us. Michael's like yelling downstairs at me. I can't think of that dude's name.
It wouldn't matter. I probably wouldn't know who he was anyways. I'm sure I've seen it.
Oh, I bet you would. What is this dude's name here? It's Justin Hartley.
I told you I wouldn't know who that is. I have no idea who that is. No idea.
It's so funny how much we have in common, but how different our tastes are. Oh, okay. All right. So we talked about our tariffs. We talked about our martial law. We've talked about April 19th. Yeah. On the 19th, if you go, you should really make plans to go. Take people with you. Start right now trying to recruit at least one person to go with you. Start sharing the information. Let's make this super big. I'm hoping the weather is going to be better. We were in the rain and cold, so it could only, well, that's not true. It could still be terrible.
It could go either way. In Iowa in April, who knows? But also the Des Moines and the Cedar Rapids chapters of Bitch Get Stuff Done are hosting sign making parties before the rally. So
nice.
You guys, if anybody's listening to this, you're in Des Moines, come to our sign making rally or our sign making party at Smoky Row, and it's at Mr. Bean's in Cedar Rapids if you're there. So we want to make sure everybody has great times.
Yeah. The Johnson County, Indiana Democratic Party had a sign making party last Friday that I just saw this morning. I turned on my notifications. If anyone is watching and doesn't already follow JoCo Dems Indiana, please follow them. I would love to get them up to 1,000 followers. That's our local county party. Our county chair, Amanda Stevenson Holmes, has been kicking fucking ass. And we have a few other county chairs like Josh Lowry around the state who are, their faces are on social media multiple times a week now.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic. Like, it makes it more, I think it really reduces the barrier of entry into politics. If you can see, oh, Amanda looks like a very kind, normal human being. Like, not someone who, I don't want to say untouchable, but like Democrats have a rap, right? We're elitist. We're 100%. Just, we're normal and broke just like you, man.
Yeah. The ones, I guess, at the top are kind of elitist because they have insider trading, like, so.
But that's old school. Like, we don't need that anymore. We do not need that. Oh my God. Speaking of, the drama continues with the Indiana State Party.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So there's a woman who doesn't even live in the state right now who started a petition to ask our state party chair to resign. Mm-hmm. And instead of like actually having a conversation with her and maybe trying to, I don't know, let's work together. Let's share ideas. How can I support you in our state as a party leader? I don't know. Communication. What the fuck is that? Cease and desist. Told her she was no longer in good standing with the Democratic Party. Get this. I'm sick of the bullying between the Democrats because, okay, so Donald Trump, a lot of Democrats voted in the Republican primary for many reasons. One, they were trying to vote against Donald Trump. Two, most Democratic ballots don't have a fucking contested race. Mm-hmm. Almost 70% of local elections go uncontested. It's probably more than that in Indiana. So if you're voting in the primaries, you have to pull a Republican ticket. So the county chairs and the state chair are going to start using that against people, which you don't get to fight for my right to vote and then fucking judge me on how I fucking vote.
Right. And I mean, what a great way to attract people to the party, right?
Yeah, right? You have
Right.
this little old lady who like looks like she could be nice, but totally she's kind of being a jerk and like you're a bad Democrat.
Well, to be equal and competitive with your state party, I would like to say our state leadership is terrible too. And I am definitely at odds with them right now. I don't want to say too much because we're supposed to have the caucus elections and I don't know what the outcome was. If they banned me from being on the SEC for life, I don't know yet. But that's actually a thing that they could do. And that's bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Why would you ban one of your most active vocal supporters?
Because you are not following their orders and you're not in line.
No, well, that's true. That is 100% true. Yes. Yes. But still, it is absolutely bananas to me that this would even be a thing that they're contemplating. But I'll keep you posted. I've got an email right now from them and it says something about the caucus elections for the Veterans Caucus. I haven't opened it yet because it's one of those things I'm going to have to like.
It could be bad.
Yeah. So I'm not doing it right now because I'm going to a protest to protest Tim Reynolds. And so I want to be in a good mood for that.
I'm so conflicted about our state party because I keep hearing that she's on podcasts. She's trying. I do feel like she's trying. She's meeting with local county chairs. She's one of my friends, Michelle Higgs, is now Michael, is it the vice chair for the rural caucus? Something to that effect. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. And Michelle is someone who like I would follow into the fire because I very much agree with her. She's very intelligent. She's very motivated. So like I'm having a lot of trouble with it. I should probably just email her and ask her to have coffee with me because like I don't want to not like any leadership in our party.
Right. But they make it
really
impossible.
don't.
They make it impossible.
I'm not asking you to beg, but like, can we literally not practice what we're trying to preach to the other side and like work together?
They just don't have the same theory that I do, like at all. They really think this elite thing is working out for them, like pretending like you're better than people, working classism into your whole strategy. For some reason, the old school people think that that's okay. It's working out great.
Well, I don't think they see it that way though. Their perception of what they're doing is almost like a squad leader or like a company commander. Like they think that they need to lead from the top down and what they say should go with no question.
I can see that.
And I disagree with that. My favorite leaders in the military or in life are always, you're only as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah.
If your little E1 private or your very new employee is completely clueless.
Yeah, they're going to screw some shit up and you're going to pay the price.
They're going to accidentally leak secrets. They're the ones you need to work on.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and that's scary too, is how inept the Trump administration is. I just digress, but the incompetence is insane. So you're only as strong as your weakest link in this administration. Holy cannoli, that's pretty damn weak because there's a whole lot of them.
Who would be the weakest link? I don't think any of them are actually good leaders.
No.
I don't know. It's absolutely insane, but. So that's fun drama. But I also want to shout out, we have we have more than two representatives who are fucking badasses here in Indiana. Representative Ed Delaney and Representative Mitch Gore. So did I mention to you that our lieutenant governor bought himself, the fancy SUV?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Well, the other day, our Secretary of State, who had a also fancier SUV, borrowed someone's Tesla, the ugly thing.
The Cybertruck?
Yes, the Cybertruck, and brought it to the State House. He borrowed it just to like kind of troll the Dems. Yeah, and Mitch Gore actually wrote a bill to prevent them from being able to buy luxury vehicles. So he did this really great video throwing Diego under the bus. Like, I was like, yes. And then Representative Delaney, he's on the Ways and Means Committee, and he's always like, this is dumb. This is illogical. You're ridiculous. Like, and his aide wrote back a really great response to an email that I sent. Of course, I knew he would oppose the bill, but so they're awesome. Thank you both, all three of you.
Yeah, there was somebody said that they feel like they can't get anything done, right? Because they're not in the majority. But there's a whole lot that they cannot do, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So
absolutely. And they're
they can
starting to be
oppose stuff.
vocal. And
Yes, thank God.
I love it. I love seeing our Democratic representatives speaking up. Like,
Right.
use your voice. Please take a minute a week and just fucking get mad with us.
Yeah. Yeah. With the elections coming up, this is now or never. It really is now or never.
It is now or never.
Yeah. If they don't start right now, it literally will be never.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I'm going to start trying to do some recruiting on TikTok with open positions and open seats, especially in Johnson County. But we also have a little update from, there's a person I follow on TikTok. Her handle is The Math Ain't Mathin'. She's done kind of what you did, but in North Carolina, where she's quit her full-time job and she's an activist full-time. And is it Allison Riggs, the Supreme Court justice, who they're contesting 65,000 votes just for that election, not the entire ballot, just that election. So they have not given the timeline yet for those people to have to go and cure their ballots. They will have 15 days eventually. There's still some legal nonsense happening. But there is a list of these 65,000 people. So I suggest anybody who is a content creator or willing to make a post about this website. It's called the Griffin List. TheGrifffinList.com, and it will have all 65,000 people on there. So if you are in North Carolina, go search for your name. If you see your name, look for some of your friends' names, just so that they know when that 15-day window opens. I would fucking love to have all 65,000 people just flood the fuck out of their clerk's offices to go cure their ballots, prove that their ballots were right, and just end this once and for all, because this is a total waste of tax. How are we talking about waste, like saving taxpayer money and doing shit like this and planning a fucking military parade for some old ass orange dude?
Oh my God, that's just the beginning, right? That stupid ass military parade is just the beginning. Have you heard about Doug Burgum and his freaking cookies that he has to have made in his office? Now he's the Secretary of Interior, I believe, but former governor of North Dakota. He had an oven installed by his office because he likes freshly baked cookies. Freshly baked. And he has actually had his staff bake him these cookies. And one time they made them rebake them because they were subpar. The Atlantic wrote a whole expose about it.
How do I still miss this stuff?
I don't know. Because there's so much. There's so much. And that's just one thing. I mean, the new head of the FBI, Kash Patel, he had like his entire office redecorated, but he's never there. He's working from home in Las Vegas. So the deputy director at the FBI wants to have a 24/7 security detail. Like, I don't even know, 3 or 4 people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to follow him around everywhere, including inside the FBI headquarters.
Oh my God.
Deputy directors don't usually have security unless they're going abroad. They might have one person. But this guy wants 24/7 security detail so that he doesn't have to qualify to get a gun and do all the marksmanship and everything. What the hell?
It's so dumb.
Wasteful. And I don't even know how many. I think it's $20 million every time Trump goes down to Mar-a-Lago to golf. $20 million fucking dollars. It could be $1 million. It's still too much.
Yes. His job is not to golf.
Right.
It's just not. Like, sorry, that wasn't part of it.
Our dime. And he's charging all of these FBI and Secret Service members to go down to Mar-a-Lago.
Of course.
You know, it's all money into his own pocket. The drift is nonstop.
Yep. It should be illegal.
You know what? Social Security needs to go away. Boom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the last thing I have on the list is this Saturday, April 12th in Scottsburg. And so the Mid-America Science Center, if you are in Congressional District 9, Aaron Houchin's district, we're having an empty chair town hall. I will be there. Michael will be there. We're pretty sure we're taking Violet. I get to speak there, so I'm very excited. I've not been to an empty chair town hall yet, so this will be a first for me. Been to regular town hall, so spread the word. If you can go, come hang out with us, air your grievances. She won't listen, but it feels good to complain.
It's nice to be around other people. And
It is. It
when you
really
go,
is.
make sure you network. Whenever you go to these events, make sure you talk to other people. Don't stay to yourself. Go up to someone you don't know and say, "Hi, my name is," and doesn't this shit suck that we have to do this? It's good to meet people that are like you.
Yeah, absolutely. I 1000% agree. And honestly, it's really easy in this arena to do that because we're all there for the same reason. Like, and that's the cool thing about these protests is every one of us are there in solidarity. Now, we may not have the same views on everything, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But we know that this sucks.
Yeah, that's
And
all that
it's
you need
right
to
at a
know.
quarter till.
Okay, so that means that our time is up. See, I've got to head up to Sioux City, Iowa to go protest Tim Reynolds. That's a 3-hour drive from here.
So excited for you.
3 hours back. That is some dedication to the moment.
That is some dedication. Is there anything else you wanted to mention or that we forgot?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we'll record again on Sunday, and by then I'm sure there'll be a lot more.
Oh,
So
I'm sure there will be.
I should have this updated by tomorrow. I definitely won't get it done tonight, but should be on Thursday. People can access this audio. And hey, now that I figured out how to do audio, we'll actually be on more platforms. We were doing video before, but video is only is accommodated by like iTunes. But now that I figured out how to do just audio, see, every time get a little bit better.
Yes.
Every time, eventually our sound's going to be great. I'm going to have all the stuff that actually works. It's going to be great. So yes, we'll be available on more platforms. So make sure you spread the word, like, comment, and share to all your socials so that we can grow this podcast and be gigantic billionaires because our podcast is so successful.
Yeah. And then we would use our billions of dollars to actually help people.
Right?
I will very willingly pay a lot of taxes.
I would too, 100%. That's crazy about how all ills of society could be cured with this money, but they're just not because people choose not to.
Yep.
So
Awesome.
with that, bitches.
Have fun. I'm so excited for you.
I'm gonna be Tim Reynolds.
Are you dressing up as her too?
Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we're bringing the big chicken costume, and he'll have a sign that says something about Tim Reynolds, and then I'll be my Tim Reynolds. With my lipstick all the way up to my nose. Yes, I love doing Tim Reynolds. He's my favorite.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Bye. Have fun.